Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome back to the number one most valuable real estate community in existence. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got an exciting day ahead of us today. We've got a bunch of stuff already happening. I've got people calling me. I hope people are calling you all. We want to open this up and give everybody an opportunity to talk about what's going on in their business. We're going to take the next 30 minutes to talk about real estate. This is an opportunity for you to mastermind with the other individuals that are part of this amazing community. You never know who's joining you in the room. Could be your next future business partner, could be the next person to fund your deal, could be the next buyer that you assign your deal to. All happening here, ladies and gentlemen, all happening here. I'm going to go on ahead, I'm going to send out a link to let everybody know that we are live. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, please invite somebody you think will benefit from being in proximity with us. Send them that link, discord.gg/REIRev, or send them really to reirev.com. Guys, if you haven't already, go sign up. We've got a marketplace dropping here. Hopefully by the end of the week, I've been working on it behind the scenes to get it together. It's going to be a great opportunity for people that are actively doing this business to post their deals and get it in front of actual vetted buyers, not only in the community, but from our own personal buyers lists. And those are the types of opportunities that we are here to create for everybody. We are sending out now a notification for everybody to hop in here and get active. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. We got Mr. Hugo, MC, Rod, Moises, Damien, Rebecca, Felicia, Jack, JW, Aiden, Quelvin, Gloria, Mercy, Zed, Usman, and James joining us today. If you haven't already, make sure to change and adjust your nickname on the Discord to reflect your real name. We want to make sure that we know who we're doing business with in the community. We are real people doing real deals, and people will respect you more, especially when you reach out to them via DM if they know who you are. So make sure that you adjust that accordingly. We got a lot of stuff that's already going on this morning. I'm getting leads coming through. I just saw in the chat that Matt and I just had the same lead the other day for that property in Bullard, Texas that I called for you all live. And it looks like they put it under contract for the 260. Now, I think that it's kind of tight for an ovation, though I do think there's probably some meat on the bone. We'll have to see how it unfolds, how it all plays out. I'm hoping for the best. We got Mr. Carter in here. I guess he was the closer that put it under contract. Mr. Carter, congratulations, sir. I'm putting that one under contract. I would love to see, what you guys think in terms of the exit strategy for that one. I was looking at it like an ovation, and I figured, if I was going to list it and get it sold in the next 30 to 60 days, it'd realistically move for about $300,000. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, use this opportunity to get in touch with the people that are a part of this call right now. Let us all know who you are, what you do, and where you do it in that side chat. Talk about your business and connect with the people that are in here, and let's get into it. Man, today is Friday. Today is the last day of the week. I'm going to take a look at my ads real quick and see where we're at in terms of the daily spend. I already got one person to reach out to me today. It was an agent that listed their property that they're looking to sell. Let's look at today. We got 2 clicks for today. Cost per click is at $47.99 today, so the cost per click went up. I'm gonna have to take a look and see what is driving that price up. In the meantime, I'd also love to know who in here is getting after it. How many of us are talking to people today? How many of us are doing deals today? Today's Thursday, not Friday. Today is Thursday. It's Friday for me because tomorrow I'm going to be on a plane. I'm heading out to Miami for the Miami meetup. I'm going to be flying in to Miami from Chile for that meetup. So it's going to be one for sure. How many of us are going to be at that meetup? We had an incredible meetup yesterday in New Jersey. Many members, I think it was about 30 people from REI Rev were at that meetup. We had members flying in from places, like Miami, Texas, just to go there. Incredible to see. And we've got another meetup in 2 days in Miami, which is the one I will be attending. I will be there in Miami. So if you haven't already, reach out to Dan and tap in. Make sure that you let us know if you're going to come to Miami. It's going to be one hell of a meetup. It's going to be a great opportunity to be in proximity with power players. Dan's bringing a lot of power players into the mix, and we're going to be breaking down their businesses and everything together. So it's going to be incredible in terms of an opportunity. So I'm excited for the day. I know that we got a lot of stuff going on today. You got to reach out to Dan if you want to get the address. It is kind of like an invite only. We don't want to put it out to the whole world, to get access, but it is, great for members of the community. He'll send you the link and make sure that you're on the list to get there. But you have to be members of REI Rev to actually get there. It's not just like a public event for anybody to go. But we got a lot of stuff going on today. Today is Thursday. What are our goals? Let's talk about what our goals are for this week. Yesterday, I watched an incredible video by Sean Terry. Shout out to Sean Terry. We've had him on the podcast, Flip to Freedom. If you haven't already heard of Sean Terry, he is one of the founders of the Novation Exit Strategy. He's worked with big names in the industry, like Richard Taylor and a few other guys, Corey Geary as well. We both had that. We had Corey and Sean on the podcast. If you haven't already, guys, go make sure that you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, because we have all of the hours and hours of replays on the YouTube at REI Revolution, youtube.com/@REI Revolution. Hope I spelled that correct. Nope. There it is. Go and subscribe to the channel and catch the replays, because we have a bunch of them happening all of the time. And also, if you know somebody that you want to bring onto the podcast and have them sit down and talk to us, I'd love for you to shoot me a DM, put me in touch with them, either on Discord or via Instagram. I just got a great update for business. That's great. The ball's rolling. But I want to talk about one of the things that Sean Terry was talking about the other day, being the law of attraction. I'm sure a lot of people have heard about the law of attraction and maybe have seen the movie The Secret. But there is something that I want to really share, especially for people that are maybe finding themselves going through the same scenarios over and over and over again, where they're not living their ideal life. Yes, I'm still growing in my business. I'm not at the point where, I've achieved my financial goal, but I have set a very high financial goal for myself. In terms of my basic needs and all that, that's pretty much taken care of. I'm full-time traveling, and I'm doing this business completely virtually from literally anywhere right now. I'm in beautiful Santiago, Chile, doing the business completely virtually. We've scaled an incredible community to over 18, almost 20,000 members all over the world. And I remember, back in a time where I just absolutely had nothing going for me, before I even knew about wholesaling, before I knew about how to make money or leverage my money to make more, how to invest in marketing. And I was finding myself in the same cycle, repeating it over and over and over and over again. And it was because I was thinking negatively. And this was something that Sean talked about in the video that I watched yesterday, was the importance of positive thinking. A lot of people have read the book Think and Grow Rich. And in that book, it claims there's a secret that will pop out to you on one of the pages after you've read through it. And it might be when you just get started reading the book, or maybe towards the end. But the secret will pop out to you, will show itself to you if you read that book. And I want to share with you all the secret to actually building that reality that you want for yourself, because it is ultimately up to you. Your life, your decisions, your circumstances, your situation, your reality is created by your thoughts and what you think about on a day-to-day basis, and what you actively do, what you actively learn, right? And so what you are consuming, especially on your phones, right? On Instagram, on Facebook, even on Discord, the people that you talk to, the conversations, and this is very important, the types of conversations that you're having. Are you talking about deals? Are you talking to sellers, motivated sellers that need to sell now? Or are you talking to, your best friend from high school who's still gossiping about that one girl, from that class way back when? You have to ask yourself, what types of conversations am I having, and are the conversations that I'm having going to get me to where I want to go next? The other thing that is super important, which I've recently caught myself doing, is I have to make sure that, and this goes for everybody that's trying to get to that next level, especially when you've got something going for yourself, but you're still trying to break through, you're trying to get more and more out of life, is to think about the positive side of things. Not to think about what could go wrong, but really consider what could go right. And a lot of the time, especially when you're taking a lot of risk in your business and you're maybe doing something that you've never done before, we tend to think about the things that could potentially go wrong. And it's not uncommon, and our brains are wired to think in a way that keeps us safe and protected. And so we can't really fault ourselves, but we've got to train ourselves to step out of that zone of comfort and think about the possibilities of prosperity that's just on that other side of risk, whether that's picking up the phone and talking to your first couple sellers and messing up, because the first couple calls are always going to be the worst, but the only way that you can gain that momentum is by making the phone calls, by picking up the phone and talking to people, by building that skill, by putting in those reps. And so I think it's really important, for people to understand that for you to attract more positive experiences into your life, you have to be able to think and be on a frequency of positivity to align yourself with those positive experiences. You will see two very common types of people in the world on a day-to-day basis. You'll see the person that just always happens to be the luckiest guy, right? They're always positive. Doesn't mean they're always happy. Obviously, life is dips and flows, but they always have something going for them. It's like everything just happens to align. The right people show up. The right deal is always presented. There's something always waiting for them on the other side of something, and they always know it. It just seems to happen. They're just successful. They attract success. They're a magnet to prosperity. And then the other side of that coin is the individual that's sad, that's not really got anything going for them. It seems like their life just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse, and they go on this negative downward spiral, and they are in a situation where they don't have habits that serve them. They don't have people in their corner that really support them, and they even feel themselves that for some reason they're being robbed by life. They're being robbed of what they believe they deserve. But the reality is they can't align with what they want because they don't have the habits or thought processes that will put them in the same frequency to receive prosperity. And so when I say that your thoughts become your reality, it's so important. I was actually talking to my wife about this the other day, and she noticed because I have a bunch of books. I write every single day. I've got tons of books about my goals. I've got a bunch of journals that I've even kept over the years, way more than I even have with me. And the reality is, I always wrote about what it is I wanted to experience with my life. And that doesn't mean that, everything has happened completely perfectly. Of course, there's always still struggle and challenges, and I don't have everything figured out. But this is one of those things that I do have figured out. I do have figured out that if I write about what I want, and that I'm grateful and I give thanks to God for what I have, I'm able to align myself to receive more. Okay, and it's so important, especially when you're evaluating your current life circumstances and your current reality, that you ask yourself, am I living up to my full potential, whatever that is for me? There might be an idea or an image that somebody else has of you for what you want, for what they want for your life. Maybe that's your parents telling you to go to college and that you should be a doctor or an engineer, but really that's not what your passion is. You have no interest in that, right? So ask yourself, what it is that I want out of my life, and create that clarity. And it's so important, ladies and gentlemen, to get a journal and write about what you want out of your life. Because if you don't have the clarity on what it is you want to get, how is it that you could even align yourself to be able to receive it in the first place? You can't, because if you don't have that map, if you don't break down your goals into steps, for actionable steps, for what I need to do to build what I want, it can never just be given to you. We earn everything that we have. In the situation that we find ourselves in today, whether it's one that we've chosen and created for ourselves, or one that we've settled into and maybe accepted as our reality, at the end of the day, the decision is yours, okay? And so here's what I want to really say is that you all have control. You all have the same access to be here. Number one, you're all here. You're all in alignment with this frequency to be hearing this message right now, to listen and understand, wow, okay, so I do have a choice. I'm here for a reason. I don't believe things happen coincidentally. There's no accidents in this divine universe that we live in that's been created for us, right? And so having believed that, if you truly believe that and you can truly see the intricacy in all the design and how perfect everything really is, you can then start to give thanks for how awesome this world we live in is. And there are things that we don't like and there are things that we do like, but it's an incredible balance to see how everything plays out. And to just be in a state of gratitude for what you already have will put you in alignment with the frequency to attract more of what you can be grateful for. And so when you'll see a lot of preachers and a lot of people talk about prayer and giving thanks to the Lord and giving thanks to God, for giving you one more day, even just to be alive, to find something just to be grateful for, to align yourself with that frequency of gratitude, you will then be put in a position where you can have more to be grateful for. And so that's what I'd like for everybody in here to do today. This isn't a call to action for you to do something publicly, but for you to take it into your heart and really feel it in your soul that there is something here waiting for you and that what you want out of life can be obtained, right? And that you can deserve it if you're willing to give up the things that are holding you back from having what you want in the first place. For me, that was a lot of the bad friends and situations that I was in. Before I was in real estate, I was skateboarding all the time, and I had a huge passion for it. I love to skate, but it put me in situations, and in that frequency, I was aligned with circumstances that were not going to get me to where I ultimately wanted to be, which was developing commercial real estate, buying and developing commercial real estate. So now I had to ask myself, what is my life going to look like the next 5-10 years if I don't make a change? If I keep doing the same thing over and over again? If I keep hanging out at the same places, talking about the same conversations, and really doing the same things, the same bad habits that had my life going in a negative cycle, negative spiral, downwards. And I had to change what it is I was doing. I had to change that input. Number one, what was the content that I was consuming? You've got to cut out the content that doesn't serve you, right? The content that drains your energy, the content that brings you further away from being in that frequency of gratitude and appreciation for what you have. The content that puts you in a state of fear, the content that puts you in a state of lack, the content that takes you away from your highest good. You got to get rid of it because it doesn't serve you. And you have to align yourself with people that really want to see you succeed. And that's what we have done here at REI Rev. We've created an opportunity for you to get in proximity with the people that are in the trenches, that are really doing this business, that are going through the ebbs and flows, and you can do it together because these are the people that should be in your corner rooting for you to succeed. And that's why we show up each and every single day here. It's not to talk about the BS that's happening and the regulations that are happening, because they're going to happen. Regardless of what business, what industry you're in, they're going to happen. We're not here to talk to you and tell you that wholesaling is saturated. It is, but every business worth doing is. And if there's no competition, maybe it's not worth your time to begin with. But what we're here to do is become the best investors that we can possibly be, the best, most professional real estate enthusiasts that we can possibly be, and help as many people as we possibly can, and be in proximity to encourage each other on a daily basis. That's why we show up here. We don't show up here to give each other negativity and talk about what's going wrong, but to really focus on what's going right and how we can do things differently to get a different result in our life. There are so many people that have so much aspiration that I'm so proud to be in proximity with here that I've seen completely turn their lives around. And I see them come in on a daily basis, having gone from not ever closing to show us and show up on a daily basis to show us what you're doing day in and day out. We don't want to see that, okay, well, if you want to get access to this community or this mastermind or this information, you're going to pay us $5,000 or $100 a month. That's never been the goal. The goal was always to give people an opportunity and a platform to connect and transact. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing with this website. That's exactly what we've been doing over the last 2 years with all the guests that have come on the podcast and shared so generously, so abundantly, all of the information and knowledge for the people that are really, really hungry to consume that information and really make something of themselves. And I hope that there's somebody in here today that might feel some sort of way, that might take this energy and put it into their work today and really make something of themselves, because we've got about 10 minutes left here before we go ahead and get into the work day. And I just have to reiterate again how important it is to think positively and be in that state of gratitude. Because ultimately, if you don't start your day off with that state of gratitude and clarity as to what you want and what you are grateful for already having, how is it we're going to be able to attract more into our life? We can't. So this isn't me telling anybody to drop in the comments, everything that you need to do to make your life better or to get in alignment with what you truly want for yourself. But a call to action for everybody to personally take some time, just 5 minutes out of your day. Maybe during this call, we just take 5 minutes. Get yourself a notepad. If you don't already have one, go to the store and buy one. Or pull up your computer, pull up a Google Doc, and write about what it is you truly want. How many of us in here really know what we truly want? How many of us have actually sat down, taken the time to really think and plan out what our life should really look like? Because I'll tell you, this didn't happen for me overnight. This wasn't a one day I'm in Silver Spring, Maryland, living with my mom, and the next day I blow up and I got 100K and now I'm traveling the world. Because that's not how it happened. It happened over time, progressively over time. I had a vision for myself and I wrote about it. I want to have a location neutral business where I can earn $10,000 every single month from anywhere in the world, and I want to travel the world full time. That was my original goal. Once I got that, once I hit $15,000 a month, that was when I decided I didn't even have a consistent deal full of $15,000 a month. I had one $15K month, and I said, I've got the money, I'm going to go. I'm going to go to Argentina, and that's exactly what I did. I left the United States, and I started to travel. I took that money, and I made a bet on myself, and I said, I'm going to figure this out, and I'm going to burn the boats, and I'm not going to give myself a way out of this. I am going to make the decision to live out my dream right now. And that's a scary decision to make. And I'll tell you why it's scary is because deep down in your heart, and this is for each and every single one of you, we all have a different dream for ourselves. And that's perfect. We're not all supposed to have the same dream. We're not all supposed to want the same things, but each of us wants something. And it's important that because we know what we want, we go out and chase it. We go out and get to it because nobody's going to come and bring it to us. Everybody else is busy chasing what they want. So you got to be clear about what it is you want out of your life, because the reality is we may be saved and we may go to heaven after we die, but we still got to wake up and live here every single day that we have. You have to ask yourself what it is that you want out of your life. Why are you even doing this to begin with? Everybody's going to tell you that they want to have enough money to provide for their family. That's a basic necessity, especially as a man. If you can't do that, you gotta get to a position where you can, right? That's your goal, that's your calling, that's your mission as a man, to be able to do that. Now, once you have got that figured out, you have to ask yourself, okay, once my basic necessities are taken care of and I can take care of my family, what is it that I really want out of my life? What is it that I'm really working towards on a daily basis? What am I really doing all this for? Well, for me, and I'm sure for many entrepreneurs, is to have some level of freedom. The reason that we don't want to go to a job, the reason that we don't want to show up to the 9 to 5 every day is because we don't want somebody telling us what to do. Or at least we don't want to work for somebody we don't want to work for, or we don't want to work and do something that we have no interest in doing. There's nothing wrong with working in a part of an organization or a group if it's a part of your dream. If, say, there's somebody in here that is gracious enough to create an opportunity for somebody that has no experience to get involved in their business and start talking to leads and start talking to sellers and not have to risk their money, because this is a risk. You have to spend money to get on the phone with sellers. This is not a joke. This is not a game. This is not a TikTok reel. This is real life. We are talking about real money, real risk, real estate. There are real people with real problems trying to sell their real properties to us. And if we are not competent and we don't know how to handle their problems, how is it that they're going to want to do business with you versus somebody like me on the phone? I know what I'm talking about. And the way that I know what I'm talking about is I've already watched the hours and the hours and the hours of content way before REI Rev existed. There was no one to ask any questions to. I had to ask YouTube the questions. I had to watch the videos. I had to watch hours of videos, hours of content that maybe wasn't even relevant to what I wanted to see at the time, but there was something that I needed to pick up from each and every single one of those videos, each and every single one of those mentors that were out there sharing with the world their message. And I took notes. I wrote it down. I wrote down those things that I learned. Okay, this was what was important about this video, and this is what I'll be able to implement into my business. That's what's important, ladies and gentlemen, is to create that clarity. And then here's the most important part. After you have created the clarity, because most people, they're just sleepwalking through life. They don't really even know what tomorrow is going to bring, or really what their life should look like 5-10 years from now. They have no sense of direction. They're just going with the flow. Don't be a dead fish that floats with the tide. Swim against it. Okay? Now, once you've created that clarity for yourself, and you've watched the videos, and you've gained the interest, and you've dived deep into what it is you really want for yourself, you've got to have the courage to take action. You've got to have it in you to feel the fear. I wish I had my other journal. It says, feel the fear and do it anyway. I'll tell you about a time, multiple times. This is why I credit skateboarding to so much of my character development, being that I learned so much about persistence. You don't get the trick the first time. You got to try and try and try and try and try. And that built up that it built up that resilience in my brain to know that I can get what I want if I don't give up. I can get what I want if I don't give up. I can get what I want if I don't give up. I might have to pay the money. I might have to pay the money. I might have to do this. I might have to make a sacrifice here. Maybe I can't go to a party. Maybe I got to give up my bad habits. But if I just do all these things, I can get what I want out of life, because it's guaranteed for me if I do not quit. That's the mentality that you've got to have if you really want to be successful. There's no way around it. We've interviewed dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of people that have come and been a part of the revolution in the podcast and share with us all of their findings over the years. We tapped into hundreds of years of experience, of life experience from all these different professionals that are successful, entrepreneurs. And we've given it out completely for free for all of you all to see. And the common denominator is they do not give up. They have a clear vision, and they have to have the courage to go after what they want in the first place. Because I'm going to tell you firsthand, ladies and gentlemen, when you finally make that decision to jump out of your comfort zone, to do something that you thought was once impossible, and you do it, you have that conviction. You know deep down inside that you are capable of doing whatever it is you set your mind to. And there's nobody that can give that to you. I can't sit up here and tell you that that's possible for you, because I can't be the one to validate you. You have to be the one to validate yourself, and the only way you can do that is by proving to yourself that it is true. So the next time that you're faced with difficulty or controversy or an obstacle, especially one where you feel like you might not be able to get out of it, you're in all this sort of situation, man. You got bills piling up. You don't know when the next deal is going to happen. You don't know what's next for you in your life. You know, you've got pressure from your parents to go back to school and go get a job and do something with your life. You're trying to move out from your parents' house and do something with your life. Trying to get to maybe that next car. Maybe there's something you want more out of life that you don't already have. But you can't get it yet because you haven't aligned yourself with that frequency of gratitude. We're complaining. We're talking about all the things that are going wrong in our life. I wish that things could be different. That's the most dangerous game that we can play with ourselves, is the what if game. What if things were different? What if I could go back in time and just make one little tweak? If I could have just not made that stupid decision, if I could have just not done that dumb thing, my life would be perfect. Newsflash, we don't know what your life would have looked like, and neither do you. But you know what your life looks like today. You know what cards you have in your hand today. Do not fold. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the #1 most valuable real estate community in existence for a reason. And it's not because I get up here and I talk about what makes me fired up. It's because you all get in here and fire me up and fire yourselves up. Take something from this conversation and apply it to your businesses. There's no such thing as an accident, ladies and gentlemen. There's no coincidence that I'm up here sharing the Word of God with you all today to inspire you today to get out there and take action in your business. There had to have been somebody in here that needed to hear this message. Because the way I start my day is I ask God to please use me and align me with people that I can help. I don't ask God specifically for money. I tell him my goals. I write down my goals. I want to make 100K every month. Everybody wants to make 100K every month. But I ask him to please align me with the right people that I can genuinely help and serve. That's the number one prayer of the day. And through that service, I've been able to align myself with the people that really feel that same energy, that really feel that same message, and that really have that same commitment and dedication to their business. And it's incredible to see. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the number one most valuable real estate community in existence. There is no other community creating opportunities like this for the members of their community. I guarantee you, they don't want to see people succeed. They want to see their bank accounts get bigger themselves. If you haven't already, you need to invite somebody you think would benefit from being in proximity with us by sending them that link, reirev.com. If you haven't already, I'm going to send the link in the side chat right now. Go and sign up to the website. We are going to be unleashing the marketplace here very soon for you all to start not only posting leads that you can't close by yourself, but posting the deals that you already have under contract, not only to get in front of the members that are a part of this very community, but also to the millions of buyers that we have access to as a connection of the community. There will be no reason for the members of this community not to be able to succeed. And I tell you that because we are creating the odds, we are manufacturing the odds in our favor because we have created this most valuable real estate community in existence. All right? So I love y'all. The reason that we really do this, there's no real monetary incentive to be doing something like this. Okay? I don't charge $100 a month for me to hop up here and tell people about real estate or bring professionals, people that have more experience than I do, onto the podcast. It's never been about just me. It's never been about what I'm doing. It's always been about how can we bring more people in proximity with each other? How is it that we can create more opportunity? How is it that we can empower more of these people to go out there and start taking action today? If you haven't already, ladies and gentlemen, you got to take advantage of this incredible platform. We have voice channels for you to instantly be in proximity with each other. You can go and join that workflow channel and make calls together. I'm seeing members of the community. I see Hugo, he's getting up there and making calls for people live. I saw Moises, he was having a great call, booked an amazing appointment, had some amazing feedback in real time when he didn't know exactly what to tell the seller. It was maybe one of his first calls, maybe he's made a couple calls, but he got that feedback from the people that were listening into that conversation that could give him suggestions as to what to say next. And that is really, in real time, what a mastermind looks like. It's where multiple people are focused on one subject and helping each other. And that's what we do here. That's the purpose of this meeting every single morning, is to give each other that energy, give each other that positive reinforcement, and to send each other out with clarity and direction as to what we are going to accomplish today. So before we get to it today, I'd love for everybody to just write one thing in the chat. What are we going to get accomplished today? What is going to happen today? Don't ask yourself, oh, well, what if, maybe this will happen. What is going to happen? What is your non-negotiable for today? How many people are you going to talk to? How many leads are you going to qualify? How many conversations are going to happen? How many phone calls are you going to make? How many contracts are you going to sign out today? How much time are you going to spend on the phone? How many people are you going to invite to REI Rev? How many lives are you going to change? I'm seeing 100 plus phone calls. So that's perfect. I want to see something like that. 100, minimum 100 phone calls is a fantastic goal, especially for somebody who's maybe just getting started. If you haven't made your first phone call, but you're still getting up on social media talking about, I want to be a real estate investor, trust me, I was there. Before I even made anything of myself, I was always telling people, oh, I'm going to be rich. I'm going to have millions of dollars. I'm going to be a success. And I told everybody these things, but deep down inside, was I really doing what I needed to do to actually align myself with that version of myself that I wanted people to believe that I was? That's when it gets real, ladies and gentlemen, when you got to ask, because it's not about convincing anybody else. It's not about having anybody believe that you're doing more than you are, because at the end of the day, you got to go to sleep knowing You got to wake up knowing, are you really happy? Are you really happy waking up to the life that you live? I'm happy, man. I'm grateful. I am grateful. I'm grateful for each and every single person that decided to show up today. I'm grateful for each and every single viewer that's watching this replay right now on YouTube. I'm grateful for each and every single seller that I've been able to do a deal with that's put money in my pocket. I'm grateful for each and every single cent that I've been able to spend on my own free will. I'm grateful for every single country that I've been able to visit, every single culture I've been able to be a part of. I'm grateful for every single situation. I'm grateful for my amazing, beautiful wife that loves me and takes care of me, that cooks for me, that cleans and helps me, and actually aids in my life. I'm grateful for the amazing friends that I have. I'm grateful for the fucking brothers that I have in my life that I know deep down in my heart that if shit ever hit the fan, I have somebody in my corner that I can reach out to. I'm grateful for this community. I'm grateful for the people that show up each and every single day that want to get after it and do something with their lives, that want to become great, that want to become revolutionary, that want to become more than what they already are, and that encourage each and every single other person a part of this revolution to become more. I'm grateful for all of you that have decided to be a part of the #1 most valuable real estate community in existence. I'm grateful for all of you, and I hope that you all can feel that authentically, that I am grateful and that I have something to be grateful for. It's easy to complain. It's easy to wish to have more. It's easy to say you don't have enough, but are you grateful for what you have? I'm grateful. I'm grateful for Jesus Christ saving me, dying on the cross, and saving my life, and I'm grateful to call him my Lord and Savior. I'm grateful for the OG, for the GOAT, for the Savior of the universe, the Creator, the God of the universe that has made us this special in his own image to give us an opportunity to live life so abundantly that we even know that there's a way to get out of that 9-to-5 trap. There's a way. There is a way to get out of the trap. There is a way to get out of living life mundane every single day, waking up, going to a job you don't really have any sort of passion about, not relevant to your goals, aspirations, or dreams. There's a way to get out of that cycle. And we just gave it to you. Go get your notebook. If you haven't already, I want to see some people in here. Go today, if you don't already have a notebook, go today to the store, to the pharmacy, wherever you can go, pick up the phone, get the Uber Eats app, get something open, get yourself a notebook, get yourself a nice pen, and start writing about what it is you really want to experience in your life. And then on top of that, start writing about all the things you can be grateful for, because I'll promise you, firsthand, I tell everybody the truth when it comes to this real estate and this entrepreneurial stuff. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. There's a lot of nights where you don't know if what you're doing is going to pan out. Before REI Rev even became REI Rev, it was just showing up, having a couple people around, not knowing, well, what is this going to turn into? There was no certainty. There's no employer telling me that I'm going to be getting a check from doing any of this. Certainly no. But I had to be the one to have that dream and have that focus and be consistent. And I'm praying that each and every single one of you make that decision and dedicate yourselves to your individual dreams as well. All right? So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to send it off here. I'm ready. I hope that you all could take some of that energy. I'm feeling grateful. Really think about what it is you're grateful for today, because you all have something to be grateful for. You could just be grateful for having love in your life, for having a roof over your head, for having Wi-Fi connection to even be in proximity with the people, the amazing revolutionary people that are in this call, in this mastermind right now. That's something to be grateful for. There are a lot of people out there that don't even know that this platform exists, and I need your help. I need your help to go and invite some of those people. I love what Christopher's saying. He's grateful to have some AC. You know how it gets when it gets real hot out there. It's that hot summertime. You get sweating. To have that AC is a real relief. That's a real blessing. That's something to truly be grateful for. And we can all find something to be grateful for today. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is the #1 most valuable real estate community in existence. If you haven't already, you got to invite somebody to be a part of this revolution, and go sign up right now. REIRev.com. Go and sign up. Click the link that I dropped in the side chat. It's in the description below. and sign up to the #1 most valuable real estate community in existence. Love y'all. REI Rev just got baptized. I love to see it. And I love to see that you guys are staying consistent and committed to your goals on a daily basis. Let's get after it. Let's get after this workday and report that something good happened today. Something good has got to happen today. So let's make it happen, ladies and gentlemen. Take care.